Hello everybody, how are you going? And welcome to some Canadian PSAs, or in particular, this will be the CCAs, the Concerned Children's Advertisers, which always seem to conjure up and produce some weird and wacky stuff.
Hey, what you watching? Me? I'm just a TV.
What?
I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you're watching. You can flick me on and off, and on and off, and whoa, I'm getting dizzy. You see, you're smarter than me. You get to choose from all kinds of neat stuff. Funny shows, nature shows, shows about people all over the world. Ouch! In real life, that would hurt. You get to learn how to make stuff, how to draw stuff. Me, I don't get to do any of this stuff. I'm just the TV that plays it for you. Yep, I sure wish I was as smart as you. Somebody get that cat off my head. Look at it this way. You can talk to your best friends, your mom or dad, about all the stuff you see on TV.
Absolutely.
And besides, you have choices. You've got books and sports, and you can go outside and play. Where is outside anyway? I'm just the TV. You're the smart one. Well, so long. See you next time.
Okay, I feel as though that completely just summed up the argument of weird and wacky. I don't understand really the memo behind that entire thing. Is it just talking about the fact that children are glued to TVs and they should actually be outside because the TV isn't the all-empowering deity or something like that? I mean, I also want to know, maybe it will tell me when did it get made, because obviously the TV isn't the newest looking TV. I mean, it was uploaded in 2008, but I would certainly venture to say that it is a little bit older than that. And then, of course, I did have a couple of friends, Mr. Flower over here, just jamming out the whole time. And I guess that just sums up the entire thing. It wasn't a bad animation. It wasn't anything like that. It was just really random, which I guess, to be fair, would definitely help their entire campaign, as they can take these weird and wacky and wonderful advertisements and just slot them in between children's programs and have them be eye-catching still. I mean, it's a TV talking, that's a very random thing, but then they also almost broke the fourth wall by having him say and talking about the remote, and not even a cartoon hand. I thought that was interesting. Like, they've really just gone, okay, you are in control of what you see on the TV, discussing all the different topics, but then even saying that, oh, you can talk to mum and dad about what you see on TV. It doesn't have to be a secretive thing. If you see something there you might be a little bit scared about or confused about, I'm sure that is the kind of message that they are trying to get across. And so, however they originally dreamed up this idea, especially the title being Smart As You, I still don't know. I don't really understand how the smart as you, when you're a human, you're so smart, comes into it, but I understand that individual messages within it. And hey, it's not bad messages, that's for sure.
What's your thing? Bugs.
Bugs.
Everybody's got to have a thing.
Right.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Mom! Aiden, come in half again!
Dancing, fair enough.
Nobody's good at everything. Everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
I really like that entire thing, and I didn't exactly know where it was going to be going, but then just even showcasing all the different interests and abilities of these guys. I mean, from the flipping to the cooking to even just including bugs. I think that was just a beautiful little addition. It didn't have to be almost stereotypical things. Like, they just threw in some random things, even though, is it a tuba? I can never remember if that's a tuba or something else. I mean, to be fair, being on the bus with that entire thing, you might get a little bit irritated if it is going to be a long ride, but hey, the kid is just doing what he loves, and there's only so much negativity you can have around something like that. But my favorite part about this entire commercial is definitely the fact that they didn't beat around the bush, kind of like the last one. I wasn't entirely sure the exact message that they're trying to get across as an overarching theme of the PSA, whereas this, they just said it, literally just said it out. You can't be good at everything, which is a beautiful message, because so many people do feel like they should be good at this and their friends are good at that and they want to be better at this and they're not, and then they get downtrodden or bullied or whatever it may be because of it. Well, if they just stay in their lane, but in a good way, then they can actually excel at what they're brilliant at and love, or whatever it may be. I mean, I do want to know, will it tell me when it came out 15 years ago? No, just posted on the same day as the last one. And so I can only imagine that all of these were manufactured around the same time, and then they had maybe, what, a 5-year run or a 2-year run of these kind of commercials. I mean, I did notice, and then obviously it says it as well, an important message for boys that while nobody can be good at everything, everybody's good at something. And I love the entire concept and everything, but I wonder if there was a girl's version or not, or why they singled out in a good way, or a or a good way or a bad way actually, but just why did they single out the boys' point of view? Perhaps they do have another one which focuses on the girls' side, but I don't know, I feel as though if you're going to be doing them both, then you might as well just do them both in one commercial. But hey, overall, I said it once and I'll say it till the cows come home, I love this video in just how it approaches the entire topic, and it doesn't just focus on particular things. It really covered such a broad spectrum, and I think that's an awesome and very needed thing in this kind of advertising.
You gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity. Let's start with the food that your body load. You gobble it up and send it on the road. The food gets to its destination. It's pure gastric fascination. Your stomach acts like a wood burning fire. It burns your lunch up, that's your body's desire. You gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity. But there's a problem here that'll make your motor stop. When you just sit around, the engine will drop. So you gotta get moving for the work to be done. If you lay on a couch, you won't be any fun. If you just sit, your gut will be blue. If you sit and sit, you'll turn to goo. You gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity. The moral is you gotta balance the two. With good food and activity, you can make a healthy you. You gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity.
Long Live Kids. I can't say I've ever heard of that before, but I just want to have a look. Did they say anything else? Long Live Kids, children's advertising. I wonder if this was a particular run they did for Long Live Kids. I'm also seeing FCPC, Food and Consumer Products of Canada, which obviously have had a say in this entire thing as well. But no, once again, just a beautiful little advertisement. I love how simple a lot of them are. I mean, the entire message that once again they are sending to kids makes sense, and it's even about the vocabulary that they use. And I would love to know, for all of these different advertisements, what kind of demographic or age range are they trying to target? Because I feel as though the TV one maybe was a little bit younger. I mean, you're dealing with kids, so there's not a massive age range you can choose from, but let's say you go from 7 to 10 compared to this one being a little bit older or a little bit younger, or the last one being a little bit older again. Maybe that was 11 to 15, whatever it may be. They also have to make both the visuals but also the lyrics fit in with what they're trying to convey. And this was a very, very simplistic one. Like they said, you would turn to glue, it'd be a better you. There was plenty of rhyming schemes and all of that mixed in with there to make it energetic and fun, but they got their point across pretty efficiently as well. However, in saying that, I'm not entirely sure how their title comes into it. How is it a health rock, or is that just describing what is in this health discussion? And I don't know if you'd call it rock, but I guess if they want to be calling it rock, because they're not even talking about the heart. I mean, the stomach isn't exactly a health rock. So yeah, I'm a bit confused where the entire title comes into it. And I don't know, is it self-titled? But then the CCA, it's not like they're making this stuff up. They made them themselves. A lively 60-second animation with an entertaining theme song that explains the importance of balancing food and activity and encourages kids to eat smart and move more. I mean, they definitely hit the nail on the head with their entire blurb or concept and how they approached it. I mean, even the fact that they're trying to tackle these kind of things back when this was made, whereas you look at any graph ever and you would see that from this time period, or even before this time period when it was made, to now, there is always going to be a certain increase in negative health aspects, which is sadly the reality of what we're living in now. And maybe they should be running this commercial some more, because I think it would be relatively successful in what it was trying to do. Like I said, they were efficient in how they got it across. It's very lively, and it works, as they aren't trying to tackle too many concepts at once. They go one concept, two separate joining ideas about how it needs to be balanced, because doing food in one and activity in the other, yes, you may be able to explore it a little bit more, but then you're asking the entire audience to piece the puzzles together. Who knows who's seen what advertisement at what time? Someone might only ever see the food one, and you will really just lose that combined and multiplying effect of doing both in a positive aspect. You know, if you do one and kind of not the other, or you do a negative aspect here and a positive aspect here, they kind of do cancel each other out. And so to have a healthier you need to have the balance.
Stupid!
it. You're such a loser. Come on, Four Eyes, give me your lunch money now. Give it to me before I smack you. You know what? You're the dumbest kid in the whole school. No wonder nobody likes you. I'm gonna beat the snot out of you. Yeah, come on, bring it. Come on, let's go. Are you afraid of me, eh? I'll take all you guys on. Let's go.
Bullies just want to show off. But if everyone just walked away, imagine how silly bullies would look. Walk away.
Interesting.
Tell someone. Because bullies aren't bigger than all of us.
Interesting. It's such a simple and easy message. I mean, of course, people love to say this, and obviously people have difficulties just putting it into reality in many circumstances, even people grabbing people, whatever it may be. But the image surrounding this, look how silly they would look if everyone walked away. And it's a very simple message. Look at it. Like, there's an entire playground, and it's interesting with the playground sounds in the background. But he's just there talking to himself or talking to a fence and beating up the air. I mean, maybe it'll be Mike Tyson just coming out of retirement because he's just shadowboxing his entire life. But my goodness, look at him. It really is a very simple message that I think everyone can understand. It's not like, oh, what do you mean? It's just literally is that. There is one person in the middle of nowhere. If everyone walks away and they don't just change the behavior, that's what it will be. Oh, but reading the little description right here, a compelling commercial that empowers bully bystanders or the peer audience that stands and watches with tools to start doing their part in reducing the instances of bullying. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that from the crowd perspective. I was only thinking about it from not the perpetrator, but the poor victim's perspective, just going, okay, you need to be walking away. But no, if everyone walks away and gives them no attention, then that's exactly what it would look like. Interesting, because there's so much fuel to the fire that comes from the performance of this entire thing. People want to know what's going to happen to that person. They want to see something shocking happen, but then, like they go on to say, if the bully doesn't get that attention, there would be very little want to do it.
Bullies just want to show off. But if everyone just walked away, imagine how silly bullies would look.
Bullies just want to show off. And obviously there are so many problems with the bullying from the bully's perspective. It is often coming from deeper rooted issues, sadly, and then that's very difficult to deal with. Either that's coming from home or so many other places. I mean, for goodness sake, even some serious adult cases that are dealt with via the courts are let off on grounds of mental illness and insanity and all those kind of things. It wouldn't be that far-fetched, or it's kind of the root cause in bullying as well. It's all just bad history and unfortunate events that makes these people do what they want to do, and whether that's for attention or wanting to release their anger that they are being dealt with onto someone else. There are so many problems with it, and that does make it a difficult thing to stifle. I mean, I do love the direction that they took with this commercial, just going, don't run away and tell some teacher or tell your parents or something like that. No, you can just deal with it yourself by never having to deal with it. You just walk away. And that's the perfect world situation. But of course, unfortunately, we do not live in a perfect world. And so as much as this is a fantastic advertisement, it's a shame that they can't just solely solve bullying just in a one-hit wonder kind of thing. No, there are so many aspects to it, like I said, that you really just have to play it by ear almost and just try and tackle the root cause. And if you can walk away, then that is going to be a fantastic outcome for you. Now we just need more positive outcomes for the bully themselves, just to stop the behavior before it even starts.